We respectfully request the Sangha great virtues for the sake of this assembly and all living beings. Please turn the wonderful Dharma wheel to teach and guide us how to end birth and death, leave suffering and attain bliss, and quickly realize non-birth. Cung thính đại đức tặng thịnh, vì thứ pháp hội cấp nhật thiết chúng sanh, tinh chuyên diệu phạm luân giáo đạo hạ môn, như há liêu sanh thoát tư ly khổ đạc lạc tất chứng vô sanh. Homage to the Blessed, Noble, and Perfectly Enlightened One. Nam mô Sa Đàn Thổ Sư Chế Đô Ye Ở La Hư Đi San Miao San Pu Tô Xie. Nam mô Tát Đắc Tha Tô Già Đà Già A La Ha Đề Tam Miệu Tham Bồ Đà Toa. The unsurpassed, profound, subtle, and wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million aeons is difficult to encounter. Now that I'm able to see and hear, I will receive and maintain it. I vow to fathom the thus come one's true and actual principles. Wu shang sheng sheng wei miao fa bai jian wan jie nan zao yu wo jin jian wen de xiao chi yuan jie ru lai zhen shi yi. O Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Great Master Tutor, Great Master YongHua, all good monks and nuns, and all good advisors, Emitofuo. 诸佛菩萨、诸者大士、师父上人、各位出家人、各位善知识，阿弥陀佛。Chư Phật Bồ Tát kính thưa trí gia đại sư Thượng Tiên Hoa, quý thầy cô và quý vị thiện tri thức A Di Đà Phật. Hello everyone, today is the 9th of November 2024. We are at Way Mountain Temple to continue exploring the Vimalakirti Sutra. In this sutra here, it's the proof, the official proof that lay people can become enlightened. And actually, lay people enlightenment can reach higher level than left home people. Isn't that nice? Don't need to live the home life. Live your life. Please, we're running out lay people. All right. It's our tradition too. We have some new people here. So our tradition is that the monks and nuns need to learn how to lecture sutras. When the old abbot comes back here to the U.S. in end of December, early January this year or next year, I welcome all of you abbots to lecture the sutras you like, because sutra lectures are very, very important. This is how we give you prajna wisdom. It's called literary wisdom, meaning that this is the Buddha's wisdom that all Buddhas have, that all Buddhas know, and that when you become enlightened, you also will verify this. Isn't that nice? So that this is, in other words, we give you the sutra lecture to tell you what you are supposed to understand when you open your real wisdom. And so when you open your real wisdom, you don't understand it. It shows that we are fixed. Lots of pressure on us. So this is why my peers, when they lecture sutras, they go very fast. They give you no time to ask questions. Because lecture is easy because we simply recite and you go through it, okay? But when you have questions and answers, that's when we all stumble. So today, as we have a new person here today, you should know the rule, ma'am. 1 hard question per year. Okay, so Vimalakirti, for your information, Vimalakirti is actually a fake ordinary person. He's really a Buddha. It's not fair. So they send a Buddha to be just like you and have us lecture to you. It's so much pressure. Okay, but Vimalakirti is a Buddha from a different world. He came to our world here, Saha world, our galaxy, and to teach us. Why does he do that? Why would they do that? They do it because they like us. They feel that we're special. That's why they spend the time and make the effort to come here to teach us, so to help us acquire the wisdom. Okay? Help us in our journey to reach the same level as they are. There's no difference between Buddhas and us. And that's what they're here to remind us. All right? And show us how. All right, we're on slide 138. And this section describes the Bodhisattva states. It's kind of interesting. When the Buddha spoke this sutra, when Shakyamuni Buddha spoke this sutra, there were 32,000 bodhisattvas. Bodhisattvas are enlightened beings in Mahayana that are learning, they're being trained. Learning is actually a polite term. Bodhisattvas are being trained to become Buddhas. Bodhisattvas are special, have received special consideration because they have so much potential. They proved themselves already. So now the Buddhas pay special attention to them. And that's why the Bodhisattvas who have real wisdom would attend these sutra lectures by the Buddhas, because really only Buddhas can teach them. All right? So this is why there are 32,000 Bodhisattvas in attendance, and each one of them brought with them, their secret service, their wives, their children, the entire retinue. It's so cool, So they come there in the assembly like this, not like this. It's too small, Real Buddhas would never lecture in a place like this. Come on. They would lecture where? Under a tree. What else? Who needs churches? Anyway, so they would come and they bring the entire retinues. They would sit there, okay, and listen to the lecture. The Buddhas, when he lectured, he has a lot of bodhisattvas, and a group of bodhisattvas. There's an area for different types of sages. Bodhisattvas are like second place. First place is Arhat sound hearers, because they look so adorned. Like, wait a minute, like right here, yeah. The Arhats look like that, look like monks and nuns, but the Bodhisattvas, they look like you. They wear Chanel, they wear Versace, and all those things. So there's so much variety in their clothes that they need to be separated from poor people like us. Okay? And they come and they'll be surrounded by retinues. And so they sit on these lotus days. You see the lotus days right behind me and the Buddhas? That's what bodhisattvas, they all sit on those. They don't sit on chairs or benches or that thing there on the floor. It's not for bodhisattvas. Bodhisattvas always sit on lotus days. Okay? And they're so neat. Imagine, there are 32,000 of them. Just for bodhisattvas. We're not even counting arhats yet. Okay? And how many people are there in Houston Superdome where Joel Oberstein lectures? 100,000, right? No? 40, 50, 60? That's a lot. Oh my God. I'm so envious. It would never be the case. You know, I tell you this thing just between us. I drive by Home Depot and I see the parking lot all filled up. And I say, oh my God, it would be so glorious for me. Anyway, so you have 32,000 bodhisattvas, and these are, you find later, they are extraordinary beings. Okay, here, let's go back into 138. The Dharma jewels universally illuminating as they rain down sweet dew.
法宝普照，耳语甘露。
Okay, so what does it mean? These bodhisattvas, they sit there, okay? And they were jewels. There were pearls, there were gold, there were diamonds, there were carnelians, there were crystals, there were all sorts of seven jewels, precious gems, okay? And that's what they were. But actually, they're talking about Dharma jewels, okay? So what it refers to, these bodhisattvas, each one of them specializes in a certain type of dharmas because they're not Buddhas yet, so they really are specialists, if you will. Some of them specialize in architecture, some of them specialize in artificial intelligence. So that's why when they specialize in that, they accomplish their trade, and therefore they consider it to be the Dharma jewels, the expertise. Okay? And I'm not kidding you. These bodhisattvas, they excel at their trade. That's how they contribute to the advancement of civilization. You know that? For example, traditionally in China, there used to be like a yellow emperor who was first to invent what? Chinese medicine. He's actually a bodhisattva. He said his stomach is like glass, so back then he would pick up herbs and eat it, and prepare it and eat it, and he can see through his glass stomach what kind of effect it has in his body. Okay, so the bodhisattvas, I don't know, for some reason they chose to go to China. They don't go here to develop our AI efforts, chips, and so forth. No, they only chose to go to Chinese people. Okay, so that's why the Chinese civilization was so advanced for the times. Okay, so anyway, so they would come to our worlds. The bodhisattvas would come to our worlds and bring along the expertise, and the expertise are like jewels, gems in the universe. So whatever they practice, okay, they perfected it. That's why they become prized, highly prized by all the world. That's why they're called Dharma jewels. Oh, that's not what Massachusetts said. Okay, I forget that. Massachusetts said Dharma are like jewels, precious and adored. There you go. Next. Who am I to usurp Massachusetts' wisdom? Universal illuminating, okay? So universal illuminating, these Dharma jewels, the things that they teach, the things that perfect, okay? They're perfected practices, their perfected knowledge, their perfected skills, okay, are like, they become wisdom and they shine lights upon the world to help us see clearer and free ourselves from our confusions. Isn't that interesting? Their help is not necessarily giving us money or material things. Their help, the Buddhist help, is to enable us to see more clearly, open our wisdom, and that has the effect of making us happy and end our suffering. Why is that? Because if you give me money, it increases my suffering, but let me make this clear to all of you. I don't mind. It never worked. Last 19 years, I've been so serious, so adamant about this, but no one takes me seriously. Story of my life. So the point, what was the point again? The point is that what they give make us happy, ultimately. Whereas when we give others, like Patricia gives love, that love is actually makes her boyfriend suffer. Okay? So anyway, so see, so the point being that they illuminate, because these Dharma jewels actually are very beneficial in a way that shine lights, the lights of wisdom on us, so that we suffer less as a gift. See, someone disagrees with me. Yeah, I don't know about this. I don't know. And that's a problem when you speak sutras. They disagree with you constantly. You have to prove yourself every single time. And after they open the wisdom, they look at you, oh, you don't know what you were talking about. It's on the video on YouTube. Okay, so they admit light to transform. Yeah, the transform here refers to the fact that they transform your ickiness into desirable, good, wonderful things. Okay, transform in a positive sense, not transform you into transformers. Wait, that's a good thing. Wait. Transform you into bad dudes. Bodhisattvas don't do that. Okay, so that's why they emit light to transform. They speak Dharma to transform. They cultivate how to transform others everywhere. Okay, so this is number 2. Is us. We speak Dharma. We lecture on sutras to transform you. Okay, because what happens when we talk, when you hear sutras, this is what happens to you. When you listen to these good words, as what happened to Daniel, what happened to the girlfriend, they disappear right after lunch. Oh my God, we can't transform anymore. I was looking forward to transform the Catholic into Buddhist. Not today. Anyway, so you speak Dharma to transform. Because you know what happens when you hear the Dharma? The Dharma has a way, the Buddha's teachings have a way of appealing to your Buddha nature invisibly. You all have your Buddha nature, believe it or not. So when you speak Dharma here, we don't need to reinvent a new, create anything new. We talk about the Buddha Dharma that's being lectured everywhere in the entire universe. The same thing. Lucky for you, there's so much of it that we never run out of Dharma to explain to you, okay? And so, but when we speak Dharma like that, the Buddha's Dharma, the Buddha's teachings are designed to appeal to our Buddha nature, and we like it. Our Buddha nature likes it, believe it or not. See, we have another person who disagrees. so hard to lecture to you people. And there used to be a lady who's not here today, that when I was lecturing, would you believe I was lecturing, she would roll around the Buddha hall. roll up here, and then she look at me, and then start rolling back. And then she look at me, and then she rolls this way. Strange people. Anyway, it's so hard to please you. So they speak Dharma to transform people. It's possible because the Dharma has the power of appealing to our goodness, a sense of goodness in you, in us. The wisdom that we already have, but we don't know quite how to use it. Number 3, they cultivate how to transform others everywhere, okay? Meaning that these bodhisattvas are doing on-the-job training. They are bodhisattvas. All bodhisattvas are being trained to teach and transform the others. Okay? And next, 140, rain down sweet dew. Sweet dew is a elixir from the heavens. What do you think happens in the heavens? In the heavens, there's this thing called sweet dew. What happened to Daniel? This is when I need him. Okay. In the heavens, this sweet dew here is like medicine. When you're sick, you drink the sweet dew. It heals all illnesses and actually has a function the same as what you can find in South Korea. What is that? Makes you look younger. So sweet dew is like plastic surgery. Yeah, much easier. Don't have to cultivate, just pay. So sweet dew here, you go to heaven, you're born in the heavens. These heavenly beings have never experienced hunger, never experienced aging. They're when they reach maturity, they look the same until they die. Okay, and they live like this for a long, long time. No need for what is it? Alpha peroxide. What is the thing we use nowadays to make our skin look younger and plumper? Besides Botox? No, not Botox. Botox is not. The filler. No, that alpha something acid. Alpha hydroxy, thank you very much. I haven't used it for quite a while. So that thing there, it peels our skin and get the new layers out. You don't even know, honey? Oh my God. And so you don't need any, so that sweet dew there keeps the heavenly beings young, looking young their entire lives. Isn't that nice? That's why I told myself, when I'm able to fly up there, that's the first thing I will order. Let me have 2 cups of. They have coffee shops there, you know that? Everywhere. Like in Korea, every single block, they have 2 coffee shops now. 2 years ago, it was 1 coffee shop per block. Now it's 2 coffee shops per block. You believe Shenzhen is no longer the same South Korea that when you were a few years ago. It's now 2 coffee shops. Every block. Anyway, so, and then you live longer. Immortality is really means that you live for a long, long time, meaning that others will die before you. That's why you're immortal. Immortality is a scam. In Buddhism, we know there's no such a thing as immortality. Okay? You just live longer than others so that they die before you. That's all. Oh, I'm immortal. Actually, you die later. That's all it means. So these immortals, so-called immortals, they live like 10,000 years, maybe 20,000, and then they die. Okay? So immortality in the heavens is measured in millions, billions of years. Nice. Okay? So anyway, so they rain down sweet dew. Sweet dew, the reason the bodhisattvas are described as the raining down sweet dew is because sweet dew, remember, nature's sweet dew is to heal, makes you feel better. If you're feeling good, you're feeling depressed, I would recommend half a dose of sweet dew. That's all it takes. And if you're bipolar, I go for a full dose. Okay? And I don't know why Master Tutor chooses a true markers called seven sweet dew, capable of enabling three vehicles to straight sleep path. Okay, that's true, but it's too much for you. Moving on. Amongst languages and voices, theirs were the most subtle and wonderful.
于众言音微妙第一。
You see, naturally, without any training, their voices and the words they use are the most subtle and wonderful. Okay, and this is a section where what is meant by Dharma rain as we do. Okay, and here the comment here says Lotus Sutra, desiring to use a wonderful sound, it pervades the 3,000 world. 3,000 world here refers to a galaxy. This is a Buddhist jargon. 3,000 world, 3,000. There's 1,000, 3,000 worlds, so that's why this one subtle. So subtle has nuances, the sound and the meaning. Okay, has very, very subtle and wonderful. Wonderful because it's not because it arrives according to your intention. That's only one part. The other part is on the receiving side. You feel wonderful hearing it. You say, wow, what a wonderful speech. What a wonderful teaching. What a wonderful person. It's very inspirational when you meet these bodhisattvas. Okay? They're no ordinary beings. Unlike us, we look at each other and say, should you be here? Shouldn't you be in prison? Okay, what happened? Gulf Force all of a sudden is populated. Okay, 143. Profoundly comprehending conditional arising, they had cut off all deviant views, the two extremes of existence and non-existence views, and had no residual habit energies.
深入缘起，断诸邪见，有无二边，无复余习。
Okay, 144. Okay, commentary. Profoundly comprehending conditional arising. Okay, first of all, folks, you are Mahayana folks. Okay, we like you to think you're Mahayana folks. Okay, the conditional arising here is a Hinayana Dharma. Okay, Hinayana Dharma. These are, they say, these bodhisattvas profoundly, thoroughly understand the dependent origination. This is actually refers to the Buddhist wisdom. Okay, it's called conditional arising, where one factor, one thing causes another to happen. That's why this thing here arises, happens because of this. So that's why conditional arising. This happens because of this. So this is tremendously insightful, if you will. And this is the truth about us, not just about, out there. In Buddhism, we don't worry so much at the outside yet. Before you open your wisdom, you need to understand yourself. Does it make sense? If you don't understand yourself, how can you possibly help others if you can't help yourself? Fundamentally, our knowledge, our education is about looking outside. In Buddhism, and only in Buddhism, we ask you to look inside. Understand yourself. Okay? Yes, 6. Sister Victorina.
Thank you, Master.
Hallelujah.
Praise the Lord. Okay.
Amen.
Regarding conditional arising, when you say that, it made me wonder, are we talking about the acceptance or the true belief in the law of cause and effect?
I'm glad you asked. I love these leading questions. In Buddhism, this 12 dependent origination, or the 12 links of what's happening to our lives, because it's funny, when most people, they're about to die, they ask themselves, what was the meaning of my life? Oh, Kam is too young. Never mind. Okay? That's what happens to people. They live their life merrily until their lives is nearing an end. That's when they said, what's all this about? What's the purpose of my being here? Okay? I build empires. I win elections. Oh, let's not go into politics. Okay? Not today. Jung, you look too happy today. I resent that. I resemble that. By the way, San Jose people, they're all on the other side of the tracks. We down here know better. In 2 weeks, I'll be up there and joining the fray. And let me tell you, I am declaring I become Republican for next 4 years. Look at how exciting Jesse looks. Yeah, Republican! You can't see him? You guys put Jesse on the... See, Republic! You are all weirdos. Huh? Anyway... Okay, so 12 dependent origination. There's the 12 links. This will happen in our lives. Would you like to know? This is important. If you had the time, you should memorize these 12 things. When I was younger, I used to have them, down pat. Now I don't remember anymore. Okay, so the first one is ignorance. Because the ignorance, we have activities. So, see, the first agent is ignorance. Ignorance is what happens here in your head. Don't look at me, look at your head. I'm ignorant, okay. But it's not about my ignorance, it's about your ignorance. Okay? Okay, so this is designed to help you look at yourself. Because of ignorance, we have activities. Okay? Meaning that you chase after men. Okay? We're innocent. Okay? Okay, that's 2 activities. Meaning that Vietnamese called leo teo. We don't I don't know how she understands me so well. Naughty girl. Well, the first time I heard leo teo, I couldn't understand what the monk was saying. Whisper. This is a PG-13. We have sage back there, so we can't. There are lots of things we can't officially talk about. Leo teo. See the girl, the Vietnam girl. She doesn't get it. She asks her husband, "What does that mean?" Okay, so because of ignorance, we have leo teo. Okay, that's activities, and from activities we have consciousness. This is what's consciousness. Basically, is pregnancy. Pregnancy. Okay? The girl is in trouble, in other words. Sage, did you understand sage, honey? Okay, so number 3 is consciousness. That's when, in Buddhism, life begins when consciousness arrives. This is, make no mistakes about it, for us in Buddhism, there's no life unless consciousness comes to the body. That's when life officially begins. Meaning that if you take the morning after pill, it's an abortion. You destroying consciousness. Okay? So that's conscious. You see what happens? We didn't know better. That's why we leo teo. We leo teo, we have consciousness. Yes, 6.
So, Master, here, consciousness, is it an 8th consciousness we're talking about?
Absolutely. It's an 8th consciousness.
Can I ask one more question? So...
That's an easy question. That was an easy question, so it's okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, when we lose our body, when we die, the things left is 8th consciousness?
When you're dead, okay, the consciousness was the last one to leave. So in Buddhism, when it leaves you, the very moment is death. That's it. You're done. All right? So the moment the consciousness, your 8th consciousness comes, that's life begins. And the last moment when it leaves you, that's death. That's the 49-day begins, if you will. It's not Sunday like the Vietnam people. They say, 49 days, I just met with my friend, high school friend. He says, oh, one of my relatives died, so I went to Vietnam temple to do 49 days, you know. He said, 49 days? Yeah, you know, every Sunday we get together 7 times. That's 49. 7 times 7 is 49. Okay? They don't understand that if you die on Monday and you wait until Sunday, there are 6 days there that the disease suffering, they suffer hunger, they suffer thirst, they suffer a lot. And the Vietnam come here, they say, oh, I love my mom. I'm going to go Sunday to go pray for her. And from now till Sunday, good luck to you, mommy. Okay? The 49 day has begun immediately to protect them. Because as soon as you die, you're in big trouble. Okay? Anyway, so consciousness is number 3. Life begins. And then only the consciousness from somewhere else, okay, after you die, for example, let's say you go to the end, 12, old age and death. Death there, the consciousness leaves, right? It leaves to go to a suspended state. And then it waits for conditions to ripen, and then it's drawn to somewhere, to the new parents. That's what happens. After you die, you go into suspended state. And then all of a sudden, you say, wow, that's it. That's where I'm going. I'm becoming American. Or you could say, ooh, I'm becoming Russian. We don't know. We have no control, by the way. You really have no control at all. What happens that at that moment, it's like, this is kind of sad but funny. You like, after you die, your consciousness goes to a suspended state, right? Okay, and then the consciousness is still aware. So, and then it can't see anything. So, it can't see anything. That's why it's very scary. And it's thirsty. I said, oh my God, can I have some coconut juice? Let's forget it. No one will be able to tell you we have no mouth to drink anymore. Plus, there's no straws. Okay? So he goes in this state here. See? It goes in a state here where it's suspended, okay, and it cannot see anything, and all of a sudden, it's frightening. Imagine you yourself, okay, that you go home and there's no electricity. You walk in there and it's totally dark. It's very scary. Okay, you take one step, you bump into something. Okay, and you can't see. You open your eyes, you can't see anything at all. It's so dark. And it's cold. I'm not trying to scare you. You will see it. And I say, I told you so. You didn't believe me. Today is November 9th, 2024. You listen to Master YongHua and you laugh and say, oh, what a bunch of stupid Buddhists who believe anything the monk says. And then when it's your turn to die, all that comes back, and I will appear in front of you and say, I told you so. Anyway, this is common Buddhist knowledge, folks. It's nothing new, okay? I'm not making this up. This is from the sages, not me. I'm no sage. How would I know these things unless someone tells me? So dark, and they're so dark, so frightening. It's cold, and you're hungry, and you're thirsty, and so forth. Okay, and it's getting worse and worse. Okay, it becomes more frightening. 1 minute feels like an eternity, and all of a sudden there's a light. You see a light. Okay, in all the darkness here, you suddenly see a light. I say, oh! And you immediately run towards the light. That's where the light happens when your future parents are doing Lao Tao. Darn, you're liking this too much. That's life, mind you. Yes, number 6.
Thank you, Master. Diego has a question. Emitofuo, Master, how long does it take for the 8th consciousness to leave the body after the heart stops?
I tell you how long. Oh, she's so sweet. Look at her. Oh. Huh? That's how fast. That's all it takes. to leave, and also when they see them, they tend to grab the first light they see because they're so glad they can see something. And they didn't realize it's in Russia. From here to Russia. Yes, 6.
Master, about eighth consciousness doesn't have a body, but it could still see, feel.
It's your karma. It's your karma. Your attachment to your future parents, your next parents. You have conditions with them. This is not just life, but you say, they owe me. They owe me. I better go and collect. Usually it's the case.
But how they feel, how do they know they're hungry, they're chill, really cold, all that?
It's up here. Their karmic retribution is such that that's what they experience. All right? Anyone else? 6. My God, you guys are not interested. You only want to gossip about love and death.
You name it. We have a question here from someone who calls themselves no one.
No one. I like that.
Yeah. Wait to hear the question.
Hello, no one.
What if we use protection? Does consciousness still arrive, or do we still commit abortion?
You're asking the wrong person. What do I know? This guy is too happy today.
That's why it's no one.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. If you have protection, then of course, there's no consciousness. It's like, I can't give you the analogy that comes to mind. Sorry, we still have, sweet sage here. Hello, sage. Love you. Okay? No consciousness arrives. Consciousness refers to the moment of conception, if you will. Okay? Anyone else? Yes, JMT.
마스터 질문이 있는데, 제가 알고 있는 정보로는, 죽은 사람이 죽음신의 상태에서 부모를 결정한다고 저는 그렇게 들었거든요. 상무님 여기까지 할 거예요. 한번 좀 더 얘기해도 돼요?
Master, as far as I know, I heard that when we intermediate state, we decide our parents.
근데 잠시 전에 법문으로는 이렇게 죽음신의 상태 49제 기간에 그리고 춥고 배고프고 어두운 상태에서 빛을 보면 이제 나의 세무자다라고 해서 간다고 하니까 그게 빛을 그러니까 법문에서는 빛을 보고 거기로 가는 거니까 다음 생에 부모를 결정하는 것 같지 않고 빛이 있기 때문에 간다라고 느껴지는데 그게 어떤 개념인지 혼동이 돼서 질문드립니다.
But in your Dharma talk during 49 days, we feel cold and hungry, and suddenly we see the light, and then we go there, and then there is a parents. So it seems that we do not decide our parents. So could you explain more about this?
Can I explain what? That's the process. If your future parents are not careful, that's when it happens. She's frozen. Did you see that? She's totally frozen. Poor girl. now she's touching her beard. I mean, okay? You want to know too much, it's okay. Don't need to know so much. Okay? It doesn't matter. There's lots of more permutations and combinations and so forth. Don't worry. I'm just describing a general process. Okay? But if you want to subscribe to us, we can show you how to choose better parents. Okay. And so the moment arrived where life begins. That's number 3. Number 4, now the cells are forming. That's why it's called name and form. Name is the cells. You know, the cells are splitting, one cell. And it has substance now. It has a form. It has a shape, if you will. Okay? And number 5, now, in Buddhism, it's kind of fascinating to me that you have the cells are forming, and then actually you have the 6 entrances or the 6 sense organs begin to form. Why is it important? Because when you have these 6 sense organs, then they allow you to have contact with the outside world. So up until number 5 here, you basically are useless. Okay? It's until you have the 6 entrances inside there, the organs are forming, that's when you begin to have contact with the outside world, with your mom in particular. Okay? Yes, 6.
Is that when the karma starts again? Creating karma from number 6?
At that point there, it is not so much karmas. Yes, you're creating karmas in a way because you contact and you kick your mom and kick your dad and that kind of thing. Yeah, you are creating karmas. Okay, but that's it's not a big deal. It's later when the karmas you create are much worse. These are child's karma. It's okay. It's relatively harmless, if you will. Okay, you kick your mom a few times, yeah, your mom doesn't mind. I don't think. But who am I to know? Okay, contact. And please don't pay attention to all the, and with contact, then number 7 is feeling. Interesting point, folks. I want you to understand this. Your feelings is strongest when there's contact. I let you figure out why it's important to understand. It's okay. Yeah. It's so much Buddhist wisdom, folks. Feeling, the strongest feelings arise because of contact, not because of words, not because of this. It's contact. Agree or disagree? Yes, in the back there, who keeps on raising 5 fingers. Hey, flashing fingers.
Master, is that why monks and nuns are not supposed to touch regular people?
That's right. We are not allowed to touch because it creates feelings. You cannot touch left home people. You're not allowed to. Okay? And in particular, left home people, you cannot touch them above, from here, the arm up here, up, you cannot. Here, okay? You know why we allow you to touch left home people from here down there? This is the only place that we wash daily. The monks and nuns are weird. We are allowed to only take a shower every fortnight. No more, not more. So until that happens, we can wash only this much. Just kidding. You guys are too serious. Oh my God, how can you live your life like this? Boring. Okay, so feeling. Isn't it fascinating? And for some reason, they call it vegan feeling in Sanskrit. Oh, Vedanta. Oh, that's different. Sorry. And I really, when I first was looking at it last night, I was cackling. I said, love is a tea? I mean, how can you love? Love is a tea. The Sanskrit language is so weird. Yeah, love is a tea. I don't know what happened to the dictionary, but this is from a Buddhist dictionary. It's so weird. Vithna avidi. It sounds like some sort of medicine. You know? Anyway, so you have vegan feelings, and you keep on. This is interesting. How does love come into being? How? Because of many, many feelings. One feeling, no problem. Two feelings, no problems. Three, no problems. It's when you reach the quota, that's when you call it, I'm in love. Isn't it interesting? This is how we're wired. So that's why when you this is why the contact, the feeling is very, 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 it has some consequences. It leads to love. And from love, it has grasping. What is grasping? Oops, nah. Okay? I never liked Sanskrit, by the way. It's so weird. From love is grasping. Grasping meaning that you can't let go. You're unwilling to let go. The unwilling is the key. You are not willing to let go as a result of love. So, okay. And from grasping, and that's the technical word, Buddhist word is grasping. And because of grasping, then you come into existence. And this is only Buddha's wisdom. You can see this. No other Buddhist teachers will be able to see this. Because the Buddha sees, because of love, you cannot let go. Okay? You love this country so much. And guess what? You become American in the future. You cannot go to Russia anymore. You get that? Does it make sense? And of course, when you retire, like comes G.I. Joe's time, then you move to Ecuador. Long Beach? Vietnam? Philippines. I would like to go there too. But Vietnam has much better tourist spots. Okay, and it's not that far from Philippines. No, he likes, this guy's smart. You know why? In our hospitals, most of our nurses are from the Philippines. And not just any nurse. They used to be doctors in the Philippines. to the very good nurses. I love our nurses over here. If you move to the Philippines, not the same quality medical care. Never mind. When are you moving? You go, I'll pay you a visit. I've never been to the Philippines. I remember in college seeing a Filipino lady for the first time. Okay, her eyes are so big, so beautiful. That's the only Filipino girl I know. Kidding. This guy has good taste. Okay, so anyway. So the grasping here draws you to that place of birth, of existence. Okay? So for example, I'll give you an example. I would withhold the names because this person I know intimately. We in Buddhism, especially in my where I came from, we're told that up there, the heavens, the women are very, very gorgeous. Okay? Not just any heaven. In particular, the sixth desire heaven, they're the most gorgeous. The most gorgeous. Our heavens here, there's 6 levels. First level, much nicer than down here. Second level, much, much nicer than the first one. And so forth, up to the 6th desire heaven. This is the best. It's like Miss Universe. All of them. So, this monk I know intimately, after he died, you know what happened? He says, I go there and take a look. And he went up there, he stuck there for a long, long time. Can't let go. Beware the Philippines, my friend. I'm kidding. 11, existence, okay, because you're going to have to go somewhere, okay? You're destined to go somewhere. And when you go there, it's called birth. So far, so good? Okay. And then after birth, eventually you age. And then you die. That's the 12 conditional links. And it begins again. Okay? So, when I was practicing a long time ago, didn't know what to do, didn't know what cultivation is about because no one explained to me. No one would sit here and joke with me. So I memorized this. And as I memorized it, I went through life. And I said, wow, so that's because of 4, I got to 5. And it's because of 7, I got to 8. And from 8, I got to 9. So I began to understand how we function. Only Buddhas has this kind of wisdom. Okay? So those are the 12 dependent origination, or the 12 dependent links. And that's the cycles of life, if you will. And we keep on cycling through this wheel reincarnation because of this. This is the process. Like a carousel. Ooh. And sage go, hey! Okay? All right. Got that? And so here, going back to this concept here, profoundly comprehending conditional arising here, that he understands that, and also beyond that, and he understands that everything is actually depending on something else. So he's able to explain that. Okay? Yes, 2. Remember the quota?
Is this on? Yes.
Go ahead.
What is meant by residual habit energies? Is that karma?
Yeah, it's coming. I'm coming. Good leading question again. Oh, good. That doesn't count. You still have one. It's like a challenge flag, the red challenge thing. Football. Never mind. Okay, I'm gonna go quickly to that. Okay, and it's because profoundly comprehending conditional arising, they understand cause and effect. Conditional arising in particular is actually the series of events that explain life, how life happens. Okay, because of that, they understand that kind of wisdom profoundly. Okay, they have cut off all deviant views, meaning that they know that one thing leads to another. So deviant view is that I can get good things by committing a crime. If I rob a bank, I get money, I can get away with it. Okay, that's deviant beliefs. Because there's cause and there's an effect. See, the 12 links there are one causing the other, one causing the other. That's how life functions. There's no such a thing as you have a bad cause and you have a good result. Therefore, that's a deviant belief, deviant view. Okay? And also, because you have wisdom, you have the extremes of views of existence and non-existence. Okay, so this is Indian wisdom back then, where they believe that there is existence and non-existence, meaning emptiness. Okay, so there's some people who says, I'm here, I'm a god, I will be a god forever. Okay, or everything goes back to emptiness anyway, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so those are extreme views. It has no residual habit energies. Okay, deviant views. Okay, let's go back to deviant views. Okay, what are deviant views? Worldly pleasures, deviant views, ignoring cause and effect, distance from good, and do evil, claiming no offense, blessings, Buddha, sages, okay? And attaching to self-view, that's a deviant view, although attain worldly pleasure by practicing goodness, but still discriminating existence and non-existence, just not attain divine bliss. All the good stuff, okay? That's a lot of talks. Two extremes of existence and non-existence, that's not consistent with the Buddhist philosophy or wisdom called the middle way, which is a proper view, okay? And in particular, this is important for you to remember. The rest is kind of fun to talk about here, and don't pay attention, but this is important for you, okay? It says here, ordinary people belong to the realm of existence. Okay? Everything is real to us. That's what it means. Is that clear? If you see it, you can hear it, to you it's real. That's what it means, existence. You taste it, this is real. Okay? So you belong to existence. You attach. Okay? You practice Hinayana, that's the vehicle, the two vehicles, the vehicles of the sound hearers and the practical Buddhas. That's why they call two vehicles. They're two different paths, but they reach about the same level of wisdom. Okay, belong to the realm of non-existence, meaning non-existence is here, means emptiness, meaning that they look at things, look at everyone, and they are not attached to anything, because they look at, she's empty, this is empty, money is empty, love is empty, everything is empty. There's a wisdom in there. Okay? When you get there, you understand what it means. And by then, they are attached to that knowledge of emptiness or non-existence. Okay? This is important. This is progression for you. Right now, for you, is real. Therefore, you belong to existence. And when you meditate and you you open your wisdom, and then you will reach the level of the non-existence or emptiness of the Hinayana practitioners. And if you continue, you go to the Bodhisattvas, okay, they are not attached to existence or everything is real or nothing is real, okay? They are in the middle, okay? So they belong to neither existence or non-existence, okay? That's called the middle way, okay? In simply put, it's a lot more than that, but just you, for the sake of language, vocabulary, that's all you need to know. Existence, non-existence, middle way. Existence is everything is true. Non-existence, everything is empty, is not real. Everything is real. Nothing is real. Middle way is somewhere in middle. Okay? It's not exactly middle, by the way. When I first learned, no one explained this to me, so I said, middle way, therefore, I find the middle between 2 points. No, middle way is a Buddhist term. The middle there is here, 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 here. It's a middle, in the middle somewhere. But they like to say middle way because it sounds better. But middle actually is no middle, it's somewhere in between two extremes. Okay, dokie? That's Buddhist wisdom of the Bodhisattvas. They, meaning what? What's the middle way? Well, it boils down to, and let me tell you, very few monks and nuns would touch us, would dare touch it. They don't touch with, not even with a 10-foot pole. They ask them, what is the middle way? They talk. But what is the middle way? What it really means? Remember, there's two extremes here. Everything is real to you. Yeah? The car is real, especially love is real. Philippines is real. Okay? And when you become a sound hearer, nothing is real. You see, like everything, okay, is empty. You attach to nothing. You attach to everything. Gold, flowers, feelings, cryptocurrencies, which is better than gold nowadays. You realize that? It's $100,000. You know, I'm shocked when I moved up to San Jose. I have a dear disciple who gave me 1 Bitcoin. At the time, I was so poor. I had all sorts of bills up there. So I sold it for like 25,000 or something. I could have made 4 times more a few years later, today. That's a story in my life. I always make the wrong decisions. So depressing. I think I have depression. No, it's not okay. It's so depressing. Anyway, you look too happy. Okay, so where were we? Okay, so we were in real. Bitcoins are real to me, let me tell you. Don't talk to me about emptiness. I'm very upset. But the people who have wisdom, they say, oh, Bitcoins are nothing, it's empty. Yeah. Okay, but anyway, so assuming there are two extremes here, you attach to everything and you attach to nothing. So what's the middle to you? Korean Sunim. What is the middle to you, ma'am? You can grab it and drop it. So why bother? Because you can. Okay. Anyone else? What is a middle? They talk a lot, but let me tell you, you need to explain it to me in actions. Don't talk to me. Okay? Existence is, Bitcoin is real, give me some more. Hint, hint. Okay? Non-existence, emptiness. You give me anything, I don't want it. Don't believe it. Okay? Anyway. So one side you grab everything, at the other side you drop everything. You're not attached to anything. So what's the middle? Yes to.
Is it
Half of it?
balance between attachment and non-attachment?
So what's a balance?
Equanimity?
Equanimity. So what's equanimity? Give me an action. I have 1 Bitcoin here, ma'am. Tell me what to do.
The action is what
So
you do.
tell me what to do.
Bitcoin. Wow.
1 Bitcoin here, and this is 0. 0 Bitcoin. Tell me what to do, please. Someone, please save me.
Well, you were actually in the middle path when you sold it, were you not? Because you
No, I was desperate for money.
I don't know. I don't know what the action
See,
is.
it's not that easy, right? You can talk all you want. I asked you to tell me, what do I do now? 1 Bitcoin and 0 here. What do I do? What's the middle way? Come on, people. Time to wake up. What's the middle? 3.
Sell half interest in the one.
I knew it. So typical soldier. And so he says, sell half, give it to me, and keep the other half. I like that. That's not the middle. The middle is give it everything to me. Let me teach you the right way. Okay? Anyway, so what's 1 here and 0 here? The middle is it's true and not true at the same time. It's no middle. In Buddhism, they use this word, but actually, unless we explain it to you, you're going to be so confused. That's why you can read all you want. They don't describe it to you that way. It's only me who can describe to you, meaning that if there's 1 Bitcoin here, and praise the Lord, okay, I don't feel good, okay, and 0 Bitcoin here, okay, if you live in the middle way, they're one and the same. Whatever it means. At the same time. They're real and not real at the same time. That's the middle way. Meaning what? Yes, 6.
Thank you, Master. Diego has a suggestion. He says, Emitofuo, Master, the middle is to attach when you need to, for example, to help living beings, and to drop it when you don't need it, when it's unnecessary.
Yeah, it's just like, I love you, honey, but I can drop you at the drop of a hat. That's a middle way. You like it? You girls like it too much. Cruel women. Yes, JMT.
마스터 방금 설명하신 진짜면서 바로 그대로 공할 수 있다라는 게 혹시 진공묘유로 다시 할게요. 방금 설명하신 존재하면서 동시에 공하다 그거를 중도라고 설명하셨는데 그거를 진공묘유라고 또 말할 수 있는 건가요?
Sounds important. Translate.
Master, you explained the middle way. It's real and it's empty at the same time.
Yes.
Is it the true emptiness and wonderful existence?
Yeah, what it means is this. Let me translate it for you. Anyone has a Bitcoin, please? Can I borrow a Bitcoin? How about $100? That's my minimum. You want a demonstration? I cannot demonstrate anything below 100. God, you're a tough sell today. You're too tough. Okay? Let's say you have a Bitcoin here. Okay? The middle way is that you give it to me. Just bear with me. Control your horses. Okay. The Bitcoin is that you give it to me as a master. I have 1 Bitcoin. I love to give it to you. This is real. This is my love and admiration and my adoration for you. I give you 1 Bitcoin. That's real. Yeah? That's real. Okay? And if I were a Hinayana person and said, no, don't give it to me, I don't want it. Because your Bitcoin is 0 to me. Okay? Give it to me, I drop it. Good Lord. But anyway, can you imagine? And they call it wisdom. But anyway, it's clear to me, clear where I stand. I'm in the middle. You give me Bitcoin, you find me in the middle right away. You give me $10, well, I don't know. I probably empty. Okay, so it depends. Bitcoin here right now is pretty good value. So 0 here, okay, 1 here, middle is somewhere here, and you give it to me, okay, I take it. But in my heart, I'm taking nothing. That's the middle. Isn't that interesting? In your heart, you take it, but you're not attached to it. You believe it or not. I'm not attached to it. That's the middle. I take it, but I'm not attached to it. This lady is struggling a lot today, clearly. Number 2. 2.
Yeah, there we go. So the person who's also giving the Bitcoin, because it has value, but they're also not attached to it, which is why they're giving it away.
They're very attached to it. They say, I want to give you. I like you. This is important to me. I want to give it to you to show my appreciation.
Well, if there's ego, if it's so that they're...
Yeah, it's real.
If they're giving it...
They really want to support you. They want to help you.
Right.
They look at you and you miserable monk. I'm going to make you feel better today. That kind of thing.
So that's still an attachment, right?
Yes,
an attachment
yes. That's why it's 1. 1 is attachment.
Okay.
0 attachment.
So
this guy here
could the
says,
giver...
You give it to me, it means nothing to me. You might as well not give it to me. That's why I choose to be in the middle. You see, it makes sense now? In the middle? Is it?
Yes.
Give it to me.
With 2 people.
Give it to me. I assure you. This is a difference. This guy said, it's my disciples, and I'm over here, my disciples, Master, I have 1 Bitcoin. I would like to give it to you. I would say, don't give it to me, honey. Yeah, give it to someone else. I mean it. Okay? Because it's 0 to me. It does nothing for me. That's why being true to myself, I'd rather be over here. I say, give it to me. I assure you, it means nothing to me. Ching! There's a halo here behind me. Special effects.
So that's the receiver, right? The attitude or the action of the receiver, right?
I have it. I have it,
but I'm not attached.
I'm not attached.
Right. What about
that's the middle.
Giver?
The giver is damn attached to it. He says, oh my God, now my husband's going to kill me. How am I going to explain it to him? Okay? So that's two different worlds. Plenty of attachment, zero attachments, and here in the middle, we are the middle. We are the children. Yes, 6.
Thank you, Master. There are a couple of comments on the live chat.
Yeah.
Lee Chin says, regarding the middle way, the middle is the eightfold path.
No. See, that's why these people don't know how to explain it. I assure you.
Okay.
No one will explain it to you using Bitcoin.
That's true.
And you cheapskates, you could have given me $100 bill. Jesus.
And
yes. Next.
Jane Clymer says, the quantum state is a form of the middle way.
Possibly. I don't know what that is, but she's a professor, so I'm sure she knows better. Going back, and I finished slide 148 because this lady here asked us about this residual habit energies. Habit energies refer to the fact that when we do something often enough, it becomes a habit. For example, I don't know about you, but when I was working out there, I loved to go to the office supplies cabinet and get the pens. Anyone? Naughty girl. So every 3 months, I make sure I go there and check out the new pens they have, new supplies. I pick 1 and 2, maybe 3. I collected pens. You wouldn't believe how many models of pens I have. I put it on my walls in the living room. A pen collection. Okay? And you know, it's called stealing office supplies. So everywhere I went, I collected more and more pens. So it's called habit. The habit of stealing office pens. Of course, I feel very ashamed of it now. Okay? But that's called habit energy. Because you keep on doing it, you're so used to doing it, you don't think anymore. So every 3 months, I don't have to plan, I don't really need to put a timer on, like 3 months. No, 3 months, I immediately stood up, walked to the cabinet, opened the door, grab a few pens, come back, put it on my wall. No thinking. Okay? And guess what? You do it often enough, this is harmless, but imagine that, let's say, you are used to killing people. You kill someone the first time, it's a shock to your system. Second time, it's not as shocking. Third time, it's not that much anymore. Fourth time, 10th time, like Freddy, he slashes you and he doesn't feel anything. He likes it. That's called habit energy. It goes, after next time, he'll be Freddy number 2, Freddy sequel. And that's why you don't realize the good karmas are continuous, but he's referring residual habit energies is bad habits energies. So you have this you're compelled to, for me, as I told you, everywhere I went, I would go and pick up, office pens. That's what I love to do. Then later I collected mechanical pens. Then when it came out, okay, that's what happened. Okay, so and what happened is the bodhisattvas, because you go through the wheel reincarnation, you have all these habit energies. For me, it's office pens, and then next for me, it's about, I forgot, I lied, especially to girls. Not anymore, girls. Okay, but you say sweet nothings, and you say, oh, sweet nothings again, and you say, okay, you don't even have to think. Okay, so you create these bad karmas often enough, becomes a habit. That's called habit energy. So what happens, the bodhisattvas have this collection of habit energies, and they let go of them, they delete them. And what's happened is that no residual habit energies, that lifetime after lifetime they let go of one energy, next habit energy, next habit energy. It takes a while, folks. So it's not uncommon for them to come to the world and work on one habit energy called stealing. One habit energy called stealing, killing, and so forth. Okay? And pretty soon, they get to the level where they're virtually non-existent. Okay? That's called no remaining habits, meaning that they, once in a blue moon, steal an office pen. Only because they forgot. Not as serious anymore. And I like the way they describe it. It's like sprinkling small amount of salt into the great river or the ocean. There's no more taste of salt. Okay? That means that they're not perfect, but they're almost there. Is that clear? So this tells you that Bodhisattva, this is proof to you. This is from a great, very sagely monk, Master Chucha, Chinese monk in China. He says, these bodhisattvas, by the way, because we may not come back next week, these bodhisattvas actually are high-level bodhisattvas. They're mahasattva. Maha is big, great bodhisattvas. Okay? The great bodhisattvas still have minute traces of habit energies. That's why they're so hard to get rid of, folks. Be careful. These bad karmas, we do it often enough, they become habit energies, and it takes lifetimes to undo them. Many, many lifetimes. That's a fact. That's why it's documented here in the sutra. No residual, meaning what's left is so minute, but there's still some. Okay? Okay, and then there's some stuff here that's also very interesting, but I don't have time to go into it for you, so we consider this done. Okay? Thank you, everyone. We stop here today.